Call it his swan song. Governor Bill Richardson delivered his final State of the State address today, addressing how he hopes to fix the state's $500 million budget deficit. He also pushed a comprehensive social agenda for the 30-day legislative session that started today. News 13's Michael Herzenberg begins our team coverage live from the state capitol. Michael?
Yeah, Mike, Governor Richardson admitted that he made some mistakes in the past. He appeared to strike a conciliatory tone with lawmakers by saying that, going on to say that he wants to work together with them to solve this huge budget deficit for the budget year starting in July. News 13's Caitlin McCarthy has a wrap of the governor's budget proposals.
Smiles and cheers on the surface as Governor Bill Richardson walked onto the House floor. But under the surface, stress for all elected leaders over how to fix the budget shortfall.
For 16 months now, New Mexico has felt the full impact of the worldwide economic downturn.
The governor's budget plan includes making permanent the $218 million in spending cuts made during October's special session. Richardson has pushed for cutting state agencies by another 3%. Today he said more cuts would be too harmful, but still proposed doing it. He continues to support eliminating stalled capital outlay projects and consolidating government functions. The governor also supports temporarily raising taxes. He wouldn't say today which ones he supports, but did say which he opposes.
Increasing personal income taxes, rolling back our capital gains tax cuts, or decreasing business tax incentives or credits that are working to create jobs. Nor will I support reinstating the food tax.
Richardson also doesn't want to cut teacher salaries or classroom spending.
And if we have to cut education spending, we should start with the bureaucracy and district administrations.
In closing, Governor Richardson assured New Mexicans we will recover from this budget crisis. But many state lawmakers have already said this session is sure to be filled with tough decisions that will leave many people unhappy. In Santa Fe, Caitlin McCarthy, KRQE News 13.
Real issues here. How much more will lawmakers cut from state government? Will it affect state workers? And will it impact the programs that people depend on? And, of course, tax hikes. Will any of them pass this body and go to the governor's desk? And if so, which ones? Both sides of the aisle in the Senate say at this point, no tax raises look like they'll pass that body.
I don't think the votes are in the Senate for a tax increase right now.
Nobody here, I think, in either house wants to raise taxes.
I don't think a tax increase will pass the Senate.
As for the governor's social agenda, it includes closing the education gap between Hispanics and Anglos, ethics reform, tougher penalties for drunk drivers, banning talking on cell phones while driving, dedicating money every year to tribal infrastructure, fixing a law which courts have said taxes some homeowners more than others. It's called tax lightning. And finally, legalizing domestic partnerships. It's a partisan reaction to the governor's speech from House members.
The social issues, frankly, aren't emergent or pressing, and they shouldn't be addressed until we get this budget under control.
Well, I thought it was a good speech. You know what I thought was most important is kind of setting the tone that we all need to work together.
And as for that conciliatory tone, Senate President Pro Tem Tim Jennings says the proof is in the pudding. 30 days and counting. Back to you.
I guess that's always the case. Okay, Michael, thank you. As the legislature opens, we want to know what grade would you give the state of the state. To vote, just log on to KRQE.com. And be sure to stay with KRQE News 13 for continuing coverage of the 30-day session. You can also go to KRQE.com for the complete text of the governor's State of the State address. Just click on the politics section.